Robert Stack would babysit me when my mom went to bingo. Rescue 911 was on first to get my blood pumping at 7 p.m. It was usually still bright out, and most of the stories ended with a hero, and usually no one died. Then Robert came on to scare my young, impressionable mind with unimaginable things that had to be true because Robert said so. I sat cross-legged, hunched forward to see my 13-inch TV as close as I could, my usual position. The TV sat disproportionately in the corner of my mobile home living room, looking tiny and out of place, but amongst my family's top possessions, even if we only had 2 channels. To the right, a decent-sized window came up chest-height on me, standing, but sitting on the floor I could only see the sky. To the left was a picture window, almost the full size of the trailer end wall. It had a ledge for trinkets and 3 windows all the same size. It was usually full of my mother's books, mysteries and suspense. This faced the driveway and the road. I was surrounded by windows as Robert told me all the reasons I wouldn't sleep that night. Behind me was the last window in the room. The couch was placed in front, but it was too far away from the TV to see the tiny screen, and the thought of sitting with my back to the window facing the woods was unthinkable anyways, especially when Robert taught me about spontaneous human combustion and how the famous Bigfoot footage could be. My mother didn't believe in curtains, window decorations perhaps, but they didn't cover anything. Lacy, smoke-stained, hand-me-down curtains edged the windows. They were too small to pull close to cover the whole panes, but full of decorative holes anyway, so why bother? A lamp lit up the corner behind me on a side table, one of those gold touch lamps every mother had in their 90s home. Beside it, my mother's comfortable old lazy boy style reading chair sat, very comfortable, but right beside the bay window in full view of the road, driveway, and front yard. Just the way my mom liked it as she stayed up late each night reading spooky stories and needing to see who was driving out late around the community. Every Thursday, I would count down until 7 p.m., and every Thursday at 8 p.m., I'd swear I wouldn't scare myself like that again. But Robert's hold on me was real. I had lived in this house since I was a young child. It was rural and surrounded by trees. The land was old. Many generations lived and died there. Before settlers from Europe, the indigenous had lived on the land. A stream ran through the forest about 30 feet from my house. With the window open, you could hear the water running and the leaves move as the breeze made its way through the limbs. In the summer, the kitchen filled with the smell of lilac, and the songbirds made it impossible to sleep in. It was beautiful during the day. My friends and I would play in the woods, building forts, exploring an old dumping ground for things to use, and dig up old glass bottles and pottery out of the stream. Hours of fun, years of memories. But I never went into the woods alone. I tried to once. I was 8 and had just finished a great weekend with friends, building our forts, and I wanted to check out where we had left off. Important kid stuff. I went into my backyard, and about 20 feet away was the edge of the tree line. The path in was cleared well, as my neighbor used it for a snowmobile path, so it was maintained wide and cut back far on both sides. The path immediately graded down into a slope ending in a little clearing. Up and over the stream to the right leads closer to the road. We had a small fort there where you could see the road and my house. To the left, the path crossed the stream by way of a culvert bridge and meandered through the woods. It was cleared, but not. Sight lines were near and far. I stood there at the bottom of the hill by the stream. wondering where to go when I heard a loud thud echo from far into the woods to the left. It sounded like a big stick hitting a tree. I knew this sound well because I used to hit sticks on trees in this very woods. But no one should be out here with me. A branch snapped. I froze. I lived in an area with no large predators. Nothing bigger than a coyote would be in these woods. Animals didn't worry me. Was it human? Not human? I turned and ran up the hill and inside my house as fast as I could and never went in the woods alone again. I didn't want to know what it was.